Okay, so how does an unathletic, deeply shy kid from rural Oklahoma become the internet's literal god of invincibility?
Yeah, it's quite the jump.
Right. Today we're doing a deep dive into an NBC News obituary from March 20th, 2026, to really unpack the legacy of Carlos Ray Norris.
Who you probably know better as Chuck Norris.
Exactly. He recently passed away at the age of 86. And our mission today is to figure out that massive, totally unexpected transformation.
Because the gap between Carlos Ray and Chuck is just staggering. I mean, if you look at his origins, there is zero hint of the myth he'd eventually become.
Not at all.
He was born in the 1940s.
Yeah.
His mom was a homemaker, and his dad was a World War II veteran who, well, he struggled heavily with alcoholism. So by his own admission, his childhood was just really bleak.
Right. Incredibly difficult. But then the turning point is it almost reads like a movie script.
It really does.
He joins the Air Force, right, and lands in South Korea. And that is where he discovers a martial art called tang sang do.
Yeah, and that's exactly where he adopts the nickname Chuck. And completely transforms his physical reality. And he didn't just learn it to get by either.
No, he totally dominated.
Yeah, he returned to the U.S. and just won major karate championships, which led to him training Hollywood elites.
And that proximity to the film industry is what gets him cast opposite Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah, the legendary Coliseum fight in The Way of the Dragon.
Which brings up my absolute favorite detail from those early years. It was actually Steve McQueen who urged Norris to take acting classes.
Talk about a masterclass in networking.
Seriously, you take this hyper-elite, really niche physical skill, and you just leverage your client list to pivot into mainstream action roles in the 70s and 80s.
But the reason that pivot actually succeeded is crucial here. I mean, this wasn't some studio PR department just manufacturing a tough guy out of thin air.
Right, he had tangible, verified championship belts.
Exactly. He brought this authentic, bruising credibility to the screen that, classically trained actors just couldn't fake.
And that authenticity is exactly what fueled his 9-season run as Cordell Walker in Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, audiences really bought in.
They did, because they believed he actually was that former Marine lawman dispensing this old school black and white brand of justice. Good guys win, bad guys get a roundhouse kick to the face.
Right. It functioned basically as a modern-day Western, heavily rooted in a very rigid moral code.
Yeah, I completely get the television appeal, but the internet era, that completely baffles me.
Oh, the memes.
Yes. In the 2000s, Chuck Norris facts completely took over the web. Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information.
Right.
But why him? I mean, the 80s and 90s were packed with action stars. Why didn't Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme become the satirical gods of toughness?
Well, it's because of his total lack of irony.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you look at Arnold Schwarzenegger or Bruce Willis back then, there was always a wink to the audience, like they were kind of in on the joke.
Oh, I see. Norris never winked.
Exactly. In an increasingly cynical, murky culture, he presented this absolute unwavering certainty on screen. So the internet took that total earnestness and just weaponized it into hyperbole.
So the joke only works because he was so aggressively stoic.
Precisely.
And, that unwavering certainty wasn't just an act for the cameras. He carried that exact same worldview straight into his political life.
Very visibly, too. He became a massive advocate for conservative causes and his Christian faith.
Right. He actively campaigned for Republicans like Mike Huckabee and Ted Cruz.
He wrote columns for the right-wing site WorldNet Daily and even published a book titled Black Belt Patriotism.
And following his passing, Texas Governor Greg Abbott specifically praised him for giving conservatives a passion to fight for American principles.
He really did.
And look, whether you align with those politics or not, the strategy is remarkably consistent. He approached his activism exactly like his Walker persona.
Yeah, he never sat on the sidelines. He stepped directly into the arena to fight for his convictions.
Right.
He died peacefully, survived by his wife Gina, his 5 kids and grandchildren. And his family's final statement really highlighted his faith and purpose.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, if you trace the line from the martial arts mats to the Hollywood sound stages to the political trail, that underlying purpose never really wavered.
It is just a wild trajectory. The shy kid from Oklahoma managed to conquer 3 completely distinct worlds.
Competitive martial arts, network television, and the chaotic frontier of internet culture.
Right. So we want to leave you with this to mull over today. Think about those Chuck Norris facts.
Oh boy.
Imagine if the internet suddenly decided to create hyperbolic, satirical memes about your daily skills. Say, staring down your inbox until the emails answer themselves.
That would be nice.
How would you handle it? Could an absurd joke actually be the very thing that cements your permanent legacy? Because for Carlos Ray Norris, becoming a meme turned out to be the ultimate form of invincibility.